All right. We will. I think we lost connection again. Must be the rain or my really faulty equipment. Oops. So
Yeah, it looks like we're back on. It must have been those, if you've seen YouTube videos of those like tsunami waves crashing into like beaches. That's kind of what we're experiencing right now with this rain.
yes.
That might be a little bit of a hyperbole, but you get the idea.
So we were going over the whole Tevin Coleman thing. As one thing with this is that I read earlier today is McKinnon, if his contract is
now, this is an important part to remember.
Yes.
So I'm glad you're sticking with us.
His April 1st salary, his 2019 salary becomes fully guaranteed April 1st, which is no joke. Dun, dun, dun. Now, if they cut him before then, they eat like $4 million this year. Well, they don't care. They got cap space coming out of their ears. For McKinnon fans like me, we're going to be sweating. Absolutely sweating between now and April 1st. Are they going to actually get rid of a guy that hasn't touched the ball?
I don't know. They liked McKinnon, and McKinnon's a freak show athlete. He really is. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of the contract, how beneficial, how detrimental it would be to release him. But if they sign Tevin Coleman,
well, they don't care about cap space. They have a ton of cap space.
But the thing you also got to remember is that they saw a solid production out of the backfield last year with Matt Breida, Jeffrey Wilson. So if they've got 4 viable running back options, someone has to go. And depending on the contract, what they spent on McKinnon, if he's the most expensive, he could be the most expendable, and that's something to think about.
And McKinnon is one of the most expensive running backs in the NFL, actually, or it was last year, I should say, because what they did was they came out and front loaded his contract. He actually made like $11 million last year by not doing anything besides tearing his ACL and sitting out the season. Now this year's a bit more friendly with McKinnon, which is only $5.75 million. So it's fairly reasonable. I with them giving $5 million to Coleman, are they just burning cap space? I'll tell you what, come as a McKinnon owner in Dynasty, I'm extremely worried. Very worried. In a perfect scenario, he'd get cut before April 1 and go to the Eagles. Yeah. I would love that. Yeah. Or gets traded to the Eagles. I would love that.
That'd be a good situation for him. Or the Bucks.
Or the Bucks. Or maybe a couple of other teams, but when they were talking that Bell was going to get signed, that San Fran was pushing signing Bell, I was like, oh no, because McKinnon he'd absolutely get cut. He would never see the field. McKinnon was going to be my second back this year. Now I'm worried, absolutely worried.
Well, as a Tevin Coleman owner, maybe we can work out a deal.
Well, as a Tevin Coleman owner, you can't be real happy about the situation either if they keep McKinnon.
No, not at all.
I mean, who's going to be the clear-cut starter there?
As of right now, that's a toss-up.
Matt Breida?
It could be. But my God, he could get hurt on his, on the way to the practice field.
Yeah. So I think we had a couple of things while we were doing the show, weren't we? Did we come up with a couple of? I think there was a bit of talk that Teddy Bridgewater came away.
Originally going to sign with the Saints, and then supposed to be meeting with him with the...
Yeah, so he met with the Dolphins, no contract.
Whoa, all right. No contract.
I mean, what his thing is, we talked about this before. He wants to go to Miami, but he will not go there if they're going to draft a quarterback. Philip Dorsett stays with New England. Eli Manning, they will pick up his $5 million roster bonus on Friday. Yeesh. So they're going to keep him. We went over the Blake Bortles cut.
Yeah, we've basically kind of covered it all. I think this is a longer episode, so I appreciate everybody that's stuck with us.
Yeah, definitely.
Our 3 separate segments.
Yeah, we unfortunately we broke down twice, and the show lasted 2 hours, which is pretty ridiculous. But we had so much to cover, and it was definitely a lot of useful information out there for any fantasy owner, whether it's dynasty or some redraft information, or whether you're just a basic NFL fan. So, all right, let's get this show over with. Any final thoughts?
I hope my street outside of this place is not flooded, so we can get on down to the bar and have a little bit more discussion.
Ooh. Well, Avenue E always floods, but you got a tall truck, so
that's right.
Whether the rain is coming into my house, we'll see. If it is, I'm just going to go to the bar and I'll call my insurance company next week.
If it is, it's a good place to escape.
Yes. So, we all have skin in the game that happened today. A lot of us owners are worried about certain guys.
Various things. Yeah. Some of this is the exciting part about this time of the year. Again, NFL, if you're especially in a dynasty league, the NFL Fantasy Football League season is year round.
365 days out of the year.
This is a prime example of why, because as a dynasty owner of a team, there are things that have surfaced over the last 2 or 3 days that I am walking away with being like, oh, I'm super excited about this. And there's things that I'm like, oh, ew, that sucks.
Yep.
That happens every year, and that is the reason why it's so exciting, and that's what keeps bringing us back.
Now, even as redraft guys, how you get a leg up on your competitors in a redraft is you follow the league 365 days out of the year. Mm-hmm. You listen to our insightful, ingenious information that we spat out.
Yeah, listen to our podcast. Listen to other podcasts. Don't get your information from just one source.
Oh no, you got to get it from us. Nobody else.
No.
Because we're the only guys on the internet to listen to.
That's a lot of pressure to live up to. No.
Now, see, our internet would have dropped, and everybody would have quit listening anyway.
We can talk about stats and opportunities and things that may arise, but ultimately, what it does is it just comes down to you and your internal gut feeling and the research that you do,
and grabbing as much useful information as you can glean off of others, because you're not there at training camp, you're not there at their headquarters.
Nope.
So listen and read as much as possible,
but don't overreact too much, because a lot of the stuff that comes out this time of year is a lot of coach speak. It's a lot of GM speak. It's a lot of hey, I'm going to help you out by saying we're interested in this guy to drive up the price of the other guy,
or drive down. This is what I call the lying season.
Yeah.
Every GM and coach lies.
Yep.
This time of the year, they're going to blow smoke. Agents are going to blow smoke. You're going to hear inflated prices. We've already seen that. markets that really aren't there for players.
But I'm guessing that if you're listening to a fantasy podcast in March, you're probably on the end, or probably on the end of the spectrum where you probably have a leg up over your competitors, because a lot of people tune out after the Super Bowl or even after the playoffs start.
Well, they get burned out on fantasy football.
Yeah. And those are the guys that you want to take advantage of.
Those are the guys you want in your league.
This is how you take advantage of them, by hearing all this information.
Yep. Those are the guys you want in your league because they're going to be donating to you.
Yep.
They're going to be helping you put that trophy right there on the mantle.
That's exactly what just happened with Dorsey and Gesselman in New York. So,
all right. Well, this was another fantastic, ridiculously long show, and I'm not going to apologize because we went through a lot of great information tonight that will hopefully help you all out quite a bit. It was fun, entertaining, and next week we're going to start getting into we're going to get into a little more the NFL free agents that are going to be signing in the next week. Like Golden Tate hasn't signed, Jai hasn't signed, Jared Cook, he hasn't signed yet.
He's supposed to be meeting with the Saints tomorrow.
So we'll see if he's an improvement on Josh Hill.
Oh God, anybody could be.
So we'll be going over that, and then we're going to start getting into our NFL draft stuff. So I'm not sure if we're going to get into that next week or not. I don't know if we've set that up.
I don't know. We'll limit our next week's show to about 45 minutes to an hour.
We promise.
Yeah.
Well,
that is contingent that our entire studio doesn't get washed away by this massive rainstorm that's flooding the Great Plains of Nebraska.
Is that a Scout's honor that the show will only be 45 to an hour?
I'm holding up my pinky, hoping someone comes over and pinky promises.
No, can't do it. I was never a Scout either. So, all right, let's get this debacle over with. That's been a lot of fun. And I so look forward to next week. So be sure to catch us on Twitter and chuck us an email at intentionalstreaming@gmail.com. And you all have a safe and fun and enjoy that free agency in the next week. And we will catch you at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time next Wednesday.
Same bat time, same bat channel.